And apparently we're live now, did you know? Welcome to Heartwood Turning in the Stable Studios, guys. It's hashtag Top Hat
Top
Week.
hat.
Top Hat Week. Can't remember what I was going to say there. What was? Let's have a look, see who we've got in the background today. You've already heard Pete. There we go. We've got Pete from Twisted Trees.
Hi
And
all.
we've got the lovely Joe. Joe
Afternoon.
Senior from Yorkshire Grit. We've got lots of people in the chat too, so that's good. But we were having a little debate there. You can join in the debate. I'm going to turn the top hat because it's Top Hat Week. Put you guys back in the background just for a second. And I'll have a look at this piece of timber. I have a piece of timber. Let me just change cameras to overhead. This piece of timber, which is, you can tell I'm not in a hurry today. It's from tenon to tenon, it's 200 mil, or if you like that in inches, just about 7 3/4 inches. And it is 4 inches wide, or that's easy, that's 100 mil. Don't need a
It needs to be
ruler for
6 inches long.
that.
Turn on
Needs,
one end
yeah,
and do it the
kind
way
of.
you've just been told.
So I think maybe what I'll do is I'll maybe move a camera over to the bandsaw. Just give me a second while I readjust a little bit of my workshop, just for a second. So the discussion was Pete was telling me how I should do this. Basically, this is what you're doing. Get on with. Okay, Pete. Let me just line that camera
Didn't
up
have
there.
Mark doing his drawings, that was the problem.
Yeah, no drawings today. Kind of snookered. Oh, that's a bit lopsquinted, is it not?
It is a bit.
I do.
It's close
So
enough.
I'm going to cut a round thing on the bandsaw. And the best way to cut a round thing on the bandsaw is to use a sled of some description. So I will use this little sled. I have this little sled that I made earlier for cutting things round on the bandsaw. Which end? This end. I'll cut the small tenon off. Turn around that way. So we'll take about that much off it, I think. 6 inches, we reckon, Pete?
5 inches plus the tenon.
5 inches plus the tenon. Go that way. Why should that way? Oh, look at that. That was pretty close. Yeah, that's close enough. Put that back where it should be. It lives there all the time. I'll just bring this guide down a little bit so the blade's not overly exposed. Switch on the bandsaw, switch on the extractor. I think my bandsaw might have a little bit of a kink in that blade. There we go. Switch
I would
off.
say so, yeah.
Yeah, we can see that from chunk.
Because
Kind
you're
of.
too high off the bed, Brian. You need to modify your sled a bit, get it down lower.
Oh, look at that there. That wasn't very straight, but sure, it'll fix on the lathe. I wasn't standing in front of it, you see. I was trying to show you it on the camera, and I wasn't standing in front of it. So I've ended up with a bit of a squint, but that'll be all right. Back to the overhead. Pop this on the lathe, and we'll bring it to
Would you
round
like me?
completely. Yeah, you can tell
Yep.
us who's in the chat there, Joe.
Yep. Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Brian's channel. So we have Clive Rogerson, Ed Wilson, Mark the Gentleman Woodturner, Brian Watkins, Gerard the French Turner. This is where I come to a stop. Myself, wouldn't it be nice? Chris Dodds, Greg Alexander, Woodturners by Barry, Michael McEwen, Steve Hill, Todd Glencove Woodworks, Clint Hapwood Dancers, Eric Winkler,
First thing I'll do is true this end up.
Hodgepodge Woodworks.
Safety goggles on.
Spirit, Wind, Woodstone and Bone. That's a mouthful, isn't it, Heather? Right. Neil M. Wavy Woodshed. Ruby Claire.
A ruby.
The Yorkshire Gates. Uh-oh, that's trouble in.
Trouble's in, Matt.
And Mark, actually, the gentleman Woodturner, has said, am I your first super chat?
Oh, look at that. Super chats. Who's giving me super chats? Oh, Pete from Twisted Trees. And Mark. Ah, thank you very much, guys.
Michelle
Money size now,
Higgins.
so I can have super chats. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that.
Michelle
Close the pop-out
Higgins.
chat, go back into YouTube, and then do it, and then put it back out again. So
Pete
yeah, that
Twisted
super chat took
Trees.
effort.
You've got another super chat.
What?
Pete Twisted Trees.
Ah, you are too kind.
And I believe that's it. If I've missed anybody, it's only because the chat's gone up before I've been able to read it. So, welcome. I'm
That's
sure
only
you'll
because
tell
you're
me.
slow, Joe.
Take a little bit
Ah,
more off this because it's a bit not quite round. So
Just true it a bit. Don't forget, you only need a ½ inch at the bottom to be true at that size. The rest of it's going in a bit.
yeah, just here. We'll just make sure that's nice and we've got rid of the bark that was on it. So that's the bit I need. That's where the
Benjamin's in.
rim's going to be.
Good afternoon,
They
Ben.
go a little bit more. There's still some bark on that. Well, that might be a nice feature, I suppose. I intend to do a little bit of artistic work on it. Well, not artistic. I'm going to colour it a little bit.
Oh, you're good at the arty stuff.
Here you are, are you?
Yeah, not really.
That's kind of your thing.
Well, oh, that bark was in a whole lot further than I thought I was going to get. I'll maybe just leave that.
Robert says if we keep giving you super chats, you're going to end up with a gold-threaded smock.
Yeah, you don't call it to be giving me super chats, guys, but I appreciate it.
Well, to be honest, we should have done it as soon as you hit 1,000 and got monetized, but yeah, went on.
Peter Corcoran's in.
I just did that because I like doing it, to be honest. I just like using this tool.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I like looking.
Yeah.
I like using that kind of tool too.
The roughing gauge. We've still not got rid of it.
I think I'm having an inappropriate relationship with my ½ inch spindle gauge at the moment.
You are already? Oh, no.
Yeah. Getting these long streamer shavings, I've got the angle just right. It's really quite pleasing.
I think that got rid of it because I could feel it hitting me in the hand. Nope, still there.
Well.
Yeah.
Not much left though, is there?
No.
I like how light the wood is.
It's very white, this wood, yeah, magnolia. Very plain piece of wood. There we go. We're has to be there now. Feels better now, so we're okay. That's it. That's quite a nice finish on that end as well. So we'll leave that. We're going to hollow this out here anyway. So let's just set a little. We'll set a rim.
Jennifer's Crafting Creations has joined us.
Hi Jennifer.
And Robert
I'll just use
Dahlman.
this.
Hey Jennifer.
Good afternoon.
Use this little beading and parting tool just to set ourselves up. A bit for a rim of a hat. Go a little bit further, that'll do. Good tool for getting rid of material.
think you're probably going to have to cheat a little bit on this brim.
We'll have to cheat on this rim. Why?
Well, because it's on end grain, it's going to be quite fragile.
Can be, yeah.
Taking it down too thin could be disastrous. So I think if you've got a slight curve in the outside of it, and just leave it a bit thicker on the inside than it is on the outside, so that it looks better and it's got a bit more strength in it.
So can I ask, what tool is this that you're using? What's the tool?
This tool here.
Yeah.
This is a beading and parting tool. It's basically a 10 mil steel bar, and it's cut to 45 degrees.
Got you.
Or sharpened to 45 degrees on both sides. Great little tool. But we'll go to our skew now. And we'll get rid of this bit here. We're going to part this off a bit here somewhere. Just use a peeling cut there.
Robert's asked a question. He said, this hat is going to be way too big for Maurice and not quite big enough for your head. Who's it for?
It's decorative. It's just decorative. So we'll use our skew just to try and finish this shape on the outside. Love them shavings.
See, I thought it was a magician's hat for Maurice to pop out of, but
and his friends.
And his friends, yeah.
GT
Blazing. My problem would exist. You turn one, you suddenly get an epidemic.
Yep.
That's why I burnt mine immediately.
You got rid of yours immediately. Well, that's quite nice. That's a nice finish on there. Quite happy with that. Now, we need to, I'm going to try and curve this in a little bit. So we'll use a spindle gauge. A smallish spindle gauge. Let me see this one.
If anyone wants to buy a hippie, if you pop down to Benjamin's, he says, I bought some incense cones to try out a coal and waste smoker. Now my room smells like a hippie shop. So if you want to buy a hippie, that's where to get them from.
Tipsy Turner's in. Good afternoon, Tipsy.
Yeah, Tipsy's been from the very beginning, I think.
Can't remember reading Tipsy, but as I say, it moves up, doesn't it? Dara Coulon's in as well.
Hey, Dara.
And I think you might have missed the fact that I said GTD Blair as well in as well. As well.
Welcome, everyone.
Hi, Blair. Welcome along. Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for coming in.
Good afternoon, Doug.
There we go. That just puts a little edge on that. What I'll do is I'll just take a bit of 400 grit and just take the sharp edge off of that so as I don't cut myself on it. I'll just roll that over a little bit of 400 grit.
The Blue Light Turner's Workshop is in. Good afternoon, Scott.
What did you say there, Pete?
He says, afternoon all. Sorry, I'm late. Just had a very positive meeting with a furniture maker.
Oh, cool. Who was that?
Blue Light Turner's Workshop.
Ah, Scott. Hey, Scott. So let me just do something along this edge here. Get rid of that. Don't need that anymore, I don't think. Well, I will, because I'm going to draw this in a minute. But I just want to finish this edge off here.
Bryn said he was told he had to come in. It wasn't by choice.
Oh, he was made, was he?
Forced, yeah.
That's fine, Glenn. You don't have to stay.
Of course, as you're painting this, you won't be using the grit on it. That looks like a very pointy spindle gauge, is it?
No, this is a 3/8 spindle gauge.
It's very pointy from the camera angle.
Well, that's quite pointy, I suppose.
Detail gauge, like.
Yeah. Well, it's. I use the. As you know, Pete, I use the Robert Sorbet but I use it set at 45 degrees and I put it in the first hole. And it kind of gives that swept back wing effect rather than the rolled over grind if you just use it on a 45 degree, like this one. Just stop that sign. That's the one that's kind of just rolled straight over, 45 degrees. That's the swept back wing. So it does be different. That was quite pointy as well, actually. I think the other end might be different. Yeah, the other end is kind of
rounded,
not swept back so much. Depends what you're doing. If you're rolling beads and coves, you don't want it to be too swept back. As I found out, as we experienced with Robbo, when I did the little exercises with Robbo. So that's a little upturned rim there. Be fine. Let's give that a quick sand with 180 grit. There we go. And just take off that sharp edge. That'll do. Now, two method, we could we'll narrow that down a little bit, but I want to hollow it out a bit first. We could drill a hole through it with a Forstner bit, but we'll.
Copper and wood turnings in. Hi, Rob. He says it's a bobbin.
Well, yeah, it could be, yeah. We'll use conventional tools just. We'll use that little. We'll use a spindle gouge just to.
Got a brand new Forstner bit today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Big one, small one.
45.
That's a good size.
Do you need extensions for it?
Yeah.
No, I've already got an extension that'll fit it very nicely. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, I'm saying nothing. Me, remaining non-committal on that. So I'm going to try and drill a hole with this now. So bang in the middle. Seeking to drill a hole. This may take some time.
You're putting quite a lot of pressure on that.
Well, I'm putting a lot of downward pressure.
Just rotate it a ½ millimetre towards you, so the left wing just drops down a fraction.
Did that, Pete?
What does that do?
So well, it allows the left wing to engage better.
Increases the speed of the cut, basically.
Okay. So, is your intention to go up the list today then, Pete, or?
I suppose I have to, really, don't I?
Tommy's workshop is in. Good afternoon, Tommy.
So far, I'm a couple of inches there. That's fine.
However, as you're earworming for me on Monday, I've got plenty of time to get up that list before Terry gets back.
So just back hold this a bit now, just to get down a bit further. Change that to that camera.
Robert Copperall with Turning said, "Hi everyone, wave. It was so much easier before Brian became so popular."
What, back finishing saying hello to everybody?
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Rob.
So is the intention for this inside to be smaller than the outside?
Intention to be
smaller than the outside?
Yeah, preferably. We'll see how it goes. So we're getting a little too far over the tool rest now for this tool.
You's asking if it's a piece of wet wood. Yes, it is.
It's wet magnolia. Don't know if I've ever turned magnolia actually.
So what we'll do is we'll change to another tool. Something a little stronger.
Grandpa Jim is in.
Grandpa Jim says, I do like hashtag week to see different ideas.
Yeah. Surprising what people come up with.
I like it as long as it's doable from scraps, because if it's a project and you have to go out and get special woods for it, then
well, that's kind of why we do it, so people can just practice.
Yeah, just practicing cuts from scraps you got knocking around the workshop was grand.
So this is actually a little 10mm bowl gouge I'm using, but it's just a little bit stronger than the other one because it's a deeper flute. Now let's see how far we're in. A little bit more. That's just me trying to be a little bit too aggressive there. Go down a bit, rotate the tool closed a bit.
Eric's having to go. Hats off to you all. Laugh out loud. Bye, Eric.
Don't work too hard, Eric. Cheers.
Yeah, poor Eric has to go back to work. Thankfully, I've kind of forgotten what that feels like. So that's deep enough. I'm just going to use a small scraper now just to finish the bottom of that off.
Gary Glass has joined us. Good afternoon,
Gary.
Gary. That's a new name to me. He's saying it sounds like his car's fan belt.
Yeah. Same process, basically. There we go. That's nice on the inside now as well. Let's see how far we're in there. That'll do. I'm going to part off a bit here somewhere, so that's fine. That'll be perfect.
Gary Glass, formerly Gaz Glass Driftwood Turner. Well, it's a lot easier to say, Gary, now.
Let me just take another little cut off the inside of that. Just to try and smooth it off nicely.
SK Crafts is in. Good afternoon,
Hi, Steve. So I'll just use the spindle gouge again and just take a fine, get a little finishing cut all the way down now. So it's cut rather than scraped.
Scott says, I like the idea of Top Hat Week 2. May even have to join in on this one. Watching Brian reminds me of watching Fred Astaire with his nan. So, does Brian remind you of Fred Astaire or your nan? I'm not quite sure which one you're going with.
Yeah, thanks for that, Scott. Appreciate that, mate. just nicely finish that off. That should be a better, much better cut there now. And we'll just quickly sand that out. Shouldn't take not but a minute. Much better cut.
Ben said, Brian, have you seen the new 508 branding? And are you going to paint that new branding on yourself?
What new branding? What is this branding? What's he talking about?
No. Presumably Axman's will come up with some new graphics on the 508.
Love it. Mm. That's a bit thicker at the top than it is the. So I need to make that the same size just in a minute. But I'm going to sand the inside first. Will that fit? Nah, didn't think so. Small one, might thought. But the problem with the small one is you have to cut the sandpaper to fit. So if I'm using a 1-inch cutter, I just go and nip the edges of the sandpaper with a pair of scissors. So I'm just cutting it at an angle towards the disc, and all that does is allows it to fold over like that. It just allows it to fold over, and you end up with a smaller disc, and still works on the sides. Turn the speed down a bit. Just like that. I should have made this room a bit bigger actually. It'll do alright.
Could we put the lathe in reverse and put it back on?
Yeah, miracles of modern science, but we're not that clever yet, Pete. It should be good there.
Sorry to hear that, Scott. Apparently his nan passed away last week.
Oh,
yes.
And seeing the
My
top hat
condolences.
brought back happy memories.
yeah. Oh, that's good. That's the way to do it.
Matt says the switch from calling it trade to professional and splash some red paint on the lathes. As Axminster.
Well done,
Jared's
Axman.
asking how much longer for this challenge. Pictures into Steve by
Next Friday.
Friday lunchtime?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Not this Friday, but the following Friday.
Yeah.
By lunchtime. So it's running over. We're calling it hashtag week, but it actually runs over 2 weeks.
That's
There
just
you
to
go,
help me with
Gerard.
my problems with
Hashtag
time.
week sounds better than hashtag fortnight, I think.
Well, Gerard's on holiday next week, so he might give it a go if it's still running. So that'll be perfect.
So if you made a good job of your first sanding with your first grit, the subsequent sanding should be a whole lot easier and quicker, because all you're doing is removing the sanding marks from the sandpaper in front. You're not trying to still remove tool marks. That's a nice edge now, I like that. Doesn't have to be that fancy. So that's 320 I'm using there now.
Katie Shed joined us. Good afternoon, Katie.
And I'll just finish that edge by hand.
I just dropped Steve's email and Friday the 18th in to the chat.
Perfect. Right, that'll be the inside done. What kind of colour is the inside of a top hat, guys?
Except I mistyped it.
The
You
same
did not.
colour as the one.
Now, I just need to redo the outside a little bit because I've noticed that this is much thicker than the... So we'll just use our skew and bring that down tiny little bit. From here to narrow it down a little bit. And hopefully not make the... Well, try and take too much, Brian. More speed required.
Gerard saying, yes, he's booked his first tuition on the 15th and did not want to have the hassle of Paddy's at work with all the kids around, so took the week off.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So Patrick's Day coming up, yeah.
Now, Rob of Copper Owl says, mauve silk. You asked what colour? Didn't you?
Mauve silk. Oh, okay.
Baz from Real Simple Things is coming. Hi, Baz. Glyn says burgundy silk on nice hats.
Burgundy silk is right. Just got one sort of final, just a nice planing cut here, just to get a nice, neat finish on that. And we're going to come to about there somewhere.
Yeah, do you want to change camera?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I'm just doing a little V cut on there. Because that's where I'm going to part it off. And then I could use this end as a jam chuck to sand off the top. That's the plan. Throw them in there. Right, so we'll just give that outside a quick sand up now.
I might be a bit thick here. You know when you say jam chuck, is that... Why? How does it get the name? Is it because you're jamming something into it?
That's exactly right, Joe.
Okay.
So this hole here will be the same size as this bit here.
Okay.
So we jam the two faces together and that should stop it coming apart.
Yeah. Well,
and give a
time you
little
say
bit of
jam
tail
chuck.
stroke support. And that should be it.
Okay.
Over a bit.
Thank you. Malcolm Douglas is in. Hi, Malcolm.
Hi, Malcolm. Welcome along, buddy.
Benjamin is having issues. He's now have to open all the windows.
No.
He's never going to burn incense again.
It can be a bit sickly. I remember that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of incense burning happens in Hong Kong and places like that in the Far East. And it can be real off-putting.
Yeah, it happens in my house as well.
I suppose it depends on the fragrance, doesn't it? If it's overpowering.
It's not so much the fragrance, it's the fact that it fills the house with smoke, and Lisa only becomes aware of the fact that I've got a problem when I start choking, coughing up my lungs in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Are you all right when you vape, Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah, funny that.
So this is going to be like a stovepipe hat they used to call them, I think. Famously worn by a man from Bristol, Pete.
Yep, Mr. Brunel.
Mr. Brunel, that's right.
He's in Bard Kingdom, Brunel.
That's the boy, the very boy.
It's a clever bloke. He made his walking stick so it folded into two and it became the width of the railway tracks he wanted building.
Right. You know too much.
He was a very smart gentleman. Was Isenberg Kingdom Brunel. What
He's,
I might do is put a little mark in here, just in about there somewhere.
Oh, Glenn's saying, don't take any notice, Pete. I have to vape outside.
And rightly so too. So you should.
yeah, I can vape inside.
Shouldn't be polluting other people's lungs.
Exactly.
Just put a little bun line in there. There we go. That's okay. That little bun line's just raised them. Take that out of the way. It's just raised a little of the grain there, so it's not a lot of good without sandpaper on it. Try that instead.
Mark's giving away trade secrets.
What's he giving away now?
He's letting Joe know that to wood turners of old use strawberry jam to stick joints of wood together.
Yeah.
Don't be giving away secrets too much there, Mark. So, what do we say for the inside? Burgundy red. How am I going to find a burgundy red? What's chestnut spirit stains like? That be a burgundy red. And how do I stop it leaching out onto this black rim? With great difficulty, he says.
Your challenge, should you choose to accept it.
It's going to be a black rim, isn't it?
Yeah, the rim's going to be black, yeah. I wonder should I just put a little tiny bun line just on the edge of that and see what that... Yeah, that might be work.
To create a barrier.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, that... how am I going to do that now, Pete? I remember that most hats have a sort of leather insert, which is usually gold or something, and then the colour above that.
They do, yeah.
So if I can get that positioned about there somewhere, and just use this little boil here, and just try and can't get it there. I have to put the lathe in reverse a little bit, won't I?
Oh, reverse.
Or do it that way.
I'll go reverse. It's only a little line.
Yeah, we'll go in reverse. See what happens.
Just keep it light tight so it doesn't loosen the chuck,
Yeah,
and then
doesn't loosen
double
the
check the chuck when you're finished.
I will. So I'll just do that.
John from New Jersey has joined us.
Put the switch in reverse. Lathe is now running reverse, so we'll just do a little line just about there somewhere. And if I do another one just a little bit further up, there and there, there we go.
Okay. Glenn actually
I didn't see any movement on
rim.
that chuck, but just double check it is tight.
Yep. There's no movement. There was no movement on it.
No,
So just put it back in. Just put it back in the normal direction and stop it.
Glenn did suggest wax the rim, but obviously you've done your groove. Paul Finley's in.
Hi, Paul. Now, this might be interesting. Try to put a bun line in there.
Marcus said a bit of intrinsic earth inside the rim. Between your burn lines, I presume.
That was a job. Try that one. That's good. Just get that to stay in there. There we go. It's better. Now, that usually be a sort of goldy colour, doesn't it? So we'll go cheat a little bit. Let me just get a piece of wood here and I'll try something. Does that look kind of goldish?
No, not from here.
Not from there.
Who knows with cameras?
What about this one? Yeah, it's more red, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a line of yellow first. I'm just going to use a Sharpie for it. But slow it down a bit. And we'll see what this looks like.
What can't you do with Sharpie pens?
Can we change the camera?
Oh, sorry. So just using a Sharpie there just to highlight that little gold band, if you like. Almost gold looking. I think that should do. What I might do is just darken it up a little bit. Just like that. There we go. Use two different colours. I'm going to cheat a bit. I'm going to use the black on there. Just to bring it out to there.
I think if Terry was here, he'd say colouring in with Brian on a Thursday.
I coloured in with Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll get our airbrush set up. So I've just connected my airbrush through from the compressor that runs through the shed, and there's the other end of it, which comes off a regulator, and it's 15 psi roughly. And we want what do I want? Ruby. Is that what we said? Something like that.
Yeah, sounds about right for the inside.
Ruby for the inside. Yeah, ruby's
Anything more
kind
purple
of,
than ruby?
ruby or plum is the other one, but plum's kind of dark. We'll try plum first. Plum is kind of darker. It might be the very thing.
Yeah.
We'll see, does
Plum
this
might
work?
be the one.
This might just be a complete disaster, but we'll have a look and see. I'll just put it on that. And I'll get a piece of tissue. Being brave again today. Very plum in that, he says.
Why we said, but at least he managed to keep inside the lines.
There we go.
That's true. I couldn't do that.
So I just want to do the bottom first. So it's nice and dark in the bottom. And then what we'll do is we'll just gently come out this way. And try and stay. Not much plum. I think I need to refill the little jar. Not enough stain in it. So I'll quickly grab the plum. Where is it? The sky blue. That'll not do. One of these is about to say plum on it, isn't it? There it is.
Robert Copper Owl said, Brian,
So
what kind of game do you
plum.
carry in that big pocket on your right leg?
Big pocket on my right leg. Oh, that's
from Moose.
Oh, look what I did, look. I just sprayed my hand. Yeah, as usual.
Does that stuff evaporate?
It does eventually, yeah.
Yeah, but it's water-based, so it's not quick.
Okay.
It's slow at evaporating, yeah. But it does evaporate, Joe.
I think Mike Walt might have a set of completely solid intrinsic colours.
You might.
He's had them for about 10 years and never used them.
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. So I'm just trying to blend that in from there. Can you guys see that in there? Eh?
Yeah, we can see
Yeah,
it.
we can just about
Turn
get the
it
edge of it.
round.
So there's a tiny little bit of overspray going onto that gold rim, if you like, but it's not enough to worry about. That looks alright. A little more just about there somewhere. I'll not make it too dark. We'll just leave that sitting there. And I need black now. Black intrinsic colour.
Heather said, ideas, tape to tape over the gold rim before I
Yeah.
paint up.
Could do
Yeah.
that. Could do that. Can't be bothered. Good. Can't be bothered.
He's pretty slapdash today, I've got to say, guys.
So this is
Yeah.
where my intrinsic colours
before
live,
going
guys.
live, we're still talking about what to cut.
I need to find black now. Where's the black?
I think
Yeah,
Gloom's responding to my question. He says it probably will be before Brian gets into that
Black.
hat.
There we go. Black. There may be trouble ahead now, though.
Camera.
Which
Ooh.
camera? This one.
Maybe trouble ahead.
So now I'm going to try and spray this edge here without getting it on the inside.
My hand won't be steady enough for this.
Neither is mine, Joe. I'm just kind of guessing here. The closer they are, the finer the spray. Now, if I just do that, and I'm pointing that at the extractor so that it's getting sucked down the extractor, and I'm just using the very edge of it to try and catch the rim. Now it looks like somebody wore it. And now we can just paint the outside. Change to that. And fear not about this little band at the bottom. I'm going to do something with that too. But I just want this intrinsic colour on here first. Nice and dark. And we'll fix the top later when we get into doing the top. So, next. I'll let that dry a bit, guys. We'll assist it a little bit with the hairdryer.
How many other people have hair dryers in their workshops?
Everybody.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Are you probably you? Don't lie. I remember you stole Lisa's.
No, I've got a hot air gun in the workshop, but I haven't got a hairdryer. I don't do a lot of colouring, so.
No, I don't think Glenn's got one in his workshop.
So this colour in here, this colour in here, is actually starting to look like a piece of leather, which is what hats used to be lined with. What I could do with is just put that down there for now. What I could do with is a spray acrylic sanding sealer, but I haven't got any. I ran out. So I'll just have to use ordinary sanding sealer. But the good thing is it's mostly black anyway, so it'll not matter.
Susie Swiss Woodturner has joined us. She says, hi everybody, I'm rather late and joining you on my coffee break at work. Couldn't get away earlier.
Hi Susie.
Susie.
All right,
Welcome
Susie.
along, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
This is the hashtag Top Hat Week challenge that Brian's doing.
Not a curve for the mice. Not a cave for the mice.
Some a mouse cave, yeah. That sounds a good idea, actually. I might have to think about that.
Uh-oh.
A mouse cave.
More mice ideas.
I might have to do a few Tom and Jerry sets.
Mind you, Morris is missing from the picture. I don't know where he's gone.
It's just stuck on the side, isn't it? There we go.
Where is
Still
he?
missing.
There he is. There he is.
That's better.
There's the boy. And it's Maurice, not Morris. Many times you need told.
Pete's going to be on your list now.
Look at that. This is really authentic. There's a sweat stain on it now. Let me just wind that up a bit.
Now Susie's asking, when are you making a how to make a mouse video?
If you watch on the this is maybe a bit of a preview. I'm on the Virtually Crafty on the 26th. Maybe I shouldn't give this away. There may be mice involved. The whole process will be revealed.
What time are you on, Brian?
I'm on at, is it 6 to 7? I think it's 6 till 7, I think.
UK time, yeah.
UK time, yeah. I think.
So you're just in time to get your takeaway in, everybody, and sit and watch.
I'm going to give this a little bit of sanding sealer on the inside as well, but I can't bring it all the way down to that edge, obviously, because it'll smear that edge. Unless I just do a tiny little bit and try and keep it in one place.
Yes, where the spray would come in handy.
That's where the spray would have been better for. Spray's much better if you've got different colours. I'll show you this work in progress here just for a second. This is a little work in progress where you can see the different colours. What camera I'm on? Go with this one. You can see the different colours blended in there. This is ruby in the bottom, red, on out to flame, and then out to honey at the top. If you're doing that, if you use a cloth, you blend them together too much. If you can use the spray lacquer or the spray sanding sealer, it doesn't. You have no chance of rubbing them and make them all blend into one another. So that's okay there. Now, this little bit down here, under the rim and up to that burn mark, needs to be a different colour. So we're going to do something with a paintbrush.
Now Susie's got another question. When will you be making more videos of your horses? I watched your horse videos last night. Love the black and white horse. What breed is it?
The black and white one. The one with lots of white on it, is it? Because there are two black and white ones. I don't know if this is a good idea. This maybe not be a good idea. No. Go for it anyway. Go for it anyway. What's the worst can happen? I have to sand it off again. I have to sand it off and start again.
Yeah. Or that.
Or that. or drop the paintbrush.
Crystal says that hat looks hobbit size. You have to ask Terry when he gets back from his holidays.
Hugh's saying tilt the headstock.
I could. But I'm
not going to.
I'm not.
So with moving the headstock, once you move the headstock, you've got to think about where all the cameras are.
Yeah, we're kind of set up for doing it in this direction, so we'll just keep going here now. It's not going to take a minute. It's good in there too, that'll be fine. This is Joe Sonia's iridescent paints, guys. If you're interested, it gives a nice metallic, reflective kind of appearance.
Clive was saying, is that the magic part, making paint disappear?
I'm not saying very much because I'm kind of concentrating here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I know. It's just an avoid to put you off. But...
Yeah, gee, thanks. Gee, thanks, boys.
So, would it be easier to have the lathe running at a low speed for that?
Yeah, I suppose it could be. And I might try that just in a second. But I wanted to get one coat on it so as it was... I haven't come above that line yet.
Isn't less is more with the Joe Sonias?
Yeah,
So
because if you put
to get rid of the white.
If you put too much on, you won't you'll have white appearing. If you can see there's white on there.
Yeah.
Now bring the tool rest back in again. And lean on the tool rest. And just that's that to go into that corner and down into the rim there.
Well, I've got a question for Hugh. Controversial question. Do you scuff or don't scuff brass tubes?
What's controversial about that? Scuff? I would have
it
thought
was down to,
if you want glue to stick to it, you better scuff it a bit. It's the same with anything. Even putting on your 15 coat of lacquer, you need to give it a key to give it something to stick to. Right, next. We're going to decorate the top of this hat with a little bit of fireworks. Fireworks, he says. I need a board. This little board will do.
See, for the moment, I don't scuff the brass tubes.
Do you not?
No, because I don't make pens, because I haven't got a pen.
Oh, that's true.
yeah, of course, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Somebody sent me a pen making kit. I wonder who that was. Pete. I didn't have a mandrel. I thought I'd quite fancy making a pen. And Pete said, "Oh, I've got a mandrel. I'll send you it." Whoosh! It was here within 24 hours. I got the impression he was trying to get rid of it.
I was.
And the answer to that is he was indeed trying to get rid of it. So I'm going to use a little bit more Joe Sonia paint, 2 colours I think. We'll use red iridescent and blue iridescent, just for the fun of it. And what I'm going to do is put a little dot of each on there, hopefully. Now, you may notice I didn't shake that at all. That's because I had these out earlier and I shook them then. So don't need very much. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and put fireworks on this. If I could find my stencil. Pete, what do I do with the stencil? Oh, found it. It's okay.
It's over there.
So I've got this little stencil that I bought from somewhere. Can't remember where I bought it from. But the idea is to put a firework on there. I might have to cut the stencil. I'll do that bit first. That should be all right. And all I'm going to use is a piece of sponge. And I'm just going to dip the end of the sponge into the paint and put a light coat on it. And I'll use that little firework, I think, this little one. And we'll just come from there. And we'll put it on there. And just dab it on. Like so. Try and roll the firework over there.
Mark says he does scuff, but recently the pen motor started not scuffing with good results, much faster. And
well,
Dara scuffs and then cleans with acetone. And Hugh cleans with mess.
Not so sure like that. Didn't work very well. Let's try a different one. Let me try cutting this stencil.
All this information for one day when I start to make pens again, but it's going to be a while.
If ever.
Yeah, I'll do them again.
I'll go cut this.
Just got bored with them. It felt like I was going to work.
Try that. Put that stencil on there. That might be better now.
Yeah.
That's good. Lost my bit of sponge now. Oh, there it is. There it is. So get that to stick on there, hopefully. Now let's just try a little bit of paint there. Nearly too much. I'll give it a go. If all else fails, I'll just make it a fancy colour top hat. If this doesn't work,
Okay.
it won't matter.
So you're hardly putting any paint on whatsoever?
Just hardly any at all. Just yeah, don't like that. Kind of looks fireworky, but I'm not so sure I like it. So what we might do is just, in honour of Isambard Kingdom Brunel, we'll just we'll make some random splodges. Make it look like a although he didn't invent fireworks, did he? Some random splodges on it. Does look a bit fireworky, but it's not wonderful. I think I need to practice that a bit more, but that'll do. It's cool. And what I want to do with that is give it a coat of, I'm going to give that a coat of lacquer, which will bring that out nice and bold. Or should I just polish it? We'll give it a minute to dry, and we'll see. Here, dry it out again. Top hats are usually shiny.
Ruby's answering a question from Clive that I missed. Clive, a tongue out is normal. It's the body's way of releasing excess energy from concentrating.
Who's got a tongue out? Is that me?
Yeah, probably. I missed the start of that one.
I think you asked if you have your tongue out.
Oh, was it? I do sometimes, yeah. If I'm concentrating, you can stick your tongue out and you almost bite the end of your tongue.
It's not something I do.
Well, I do sometimes. So we're just going to put a bit of Hampshire sheen on this. And see if we get it to shine up a little bit. And I may gloss it later.
Susie's having to go back to work.
Bye, Susie.
Everybody a lovely afternoon. Bye for now,
Yeah,
Susie.
Hope you don't have to work too hard, Pet.
Susie, I'm covering for Terry on Monday if you want to pop in on your coffee break Monday.
So you are, Pete, right enough. You got your link there handy?
Well, yeah, but it's way too early to be putting links in.
No, it's not. Only got another half an hour, so another 15 minutes worth of.
Well, yeah, but it's days away.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Let's hope the internet lasts.
Yeah, but we kind of have to get yours in early because, you know, you don't do them that often.
Well, no, because I don't have any internet, so I can't do them.
Must have invested in a new flight of carrier pigeons, haven't you?
Yeah, I got new carrier pigeons, and they're going to work hard on Monday.
Good.
That's cool.
I can't overuse them, you know. I can't do every other Monday like Terry keeps saying.
Yeah, Kerry keeps trying to tuck into that, doesn't he? Well,
He does.
That's a fairly shiny finish. That I'm quite happy with that actually.
Yeah,
But it may well get lacquered as just a finishing process. Right, so we'll just part this off now, and I'll use my freshly sharpened beating and parting tool just to part this off. Oh, it's not a beating and parting tool; it's just a parting tool. Making sure you give yourself enough room.
There's a bit of discussion about Starbond going on in the chat between Robert and Mark Hodgepodge. And the upshot of it is we're going to ask us to see if we can get a hat. And Robert's just pointed out, you can see if they can make a small sized, beaver sized shirt. I would have thought that would have been the first thing they did. And why are they sponsoring Hodgepodge when they've got Harry there?
Yeah, exactly. Being realistic about the whole thing. There we go, that's that off.
Roy's boy's got a question. He said, can you lacquer over polish?
Yes, you can indeed. You will see the results of this now. So I'm going to have to make this a jam chuck. So we'll just bring this down a little bit till it fits.
Zombie Woodton is in. Good afternoon, Zed.
Hi, Zed.
Hi, Zed.
So we'll bring it down at a little angle. So a bit more, I think. So I'm angling it this way. So it'll go at the beginning and then it'll wedge. So almost like a cone shape, if you like.
Ah, yeah.
Could have measured it and been a bit quicker, but I think I've got a mile to go there yet. But if you're just pottering about your shed, why rush?
Ben's asking, can't you just stick it in the chuck?
I probably couldn't expand the chuck into it, but I fancy doing this instead. The aim of the hashtag week is to get people to practice different things. That's why I'm doing this. Just to let people see if they haven't used a jam chuck before. I'm sure you have. I'm sure most of you guys have anyway, but there may be somebody new watches this at some stage and thinks, oh, that's how you do that. You could have done that a whole lot quicker had you measured it.
Yeah. Saying nothing.
So that's almost the right size now. At least said soonest mended, is that the way of it to be?
Yep.
So I'm just going to take a bit off of that. Better if you lock your tool rest or your banjo. Bit more off of that. Down to about there somewhere.
See, I did that on the last video I made. Forgot to lock the
What?
banjo. I didn't move. It was disaster, but it was okay because I then realised I'd also forgotten to press record.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
that was
one.
alright then. That's the kind of thing I do. Let's get rid of that little nub that's in there. Not that it matters. Still too tight. Genius, Brian. As with all these kind of things, you just have to take your time. I think that should be good enough. Just go bring your tailstock up with the little pointy thing on it. fact, this might not work. I'll try and take that off now. What's the skew I hear you say? Perfect.
Roy's asking me if I got to sink. No, not today.
Robert's got the urge to go shopping. It's been a long time since he bought a wood turning tool or accessory. He's feeling the urge building.
Yep, it's been a while since I bought anything too, I have to say.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's been at least 3 weeks, hasn't it, Brian?
It's actually longer than that. The last time I bought anything, Pete, was when I was over at Yorkshire Grit headquarters. That was the last time I bought anything to do with wood turning.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. You went to the range last weekend.
Oh, that wasn't wood turning, though. That was paint. That's not wood turning.
Yeah, but you use it for wood turning. You can't cheat like that.
No. Sorry. I bought some paint and I bought a lampshade for a gift for Michelle.
Yeah.
So that's not wood turning.
You bought a new chuck and
I didn't buy a new chuck. When did I buy a new chuck? I've had these chucks for ages.
The 2-inch one you bought was the wrong one. That was after a Yorkshire Grit headquarters trip.
Was it? Oh, okay then. I'll give you that one then. Not so sure I'm all that happy you remembered that, Pete.
We have to watch you.
Yeah, it was because you made me buy one as well.
I didn't make you buy it.
Yeah, you did.
I just said it was a good idea. I just said they were a handy little chuck. I didn't make you buy it.
Yeah, you used that Scottish-Irish blend of persuasion.
That's what it was, aye. Got just a little something right on that edge there, and I can't get rid of it. Feels better now. Yeah, it's close enough.
There's a discussion about if you'd put the chuck tools in, which you could have done, if you protected the paint with something, cloth or...
I could have easily have just turned it and expanded the jaws into it easily enough. It would have held it okay, probably. I kept the black on the airbrush.
No, play with different techniques.
Yep. Slow that down a bit. And just make this... don't tell me I've run out of black. I need to keep it on that edge so as it stays black. This is end grain, so it will take a whole lot more stain. And it just disappears into it. I've just run out of black. That'll do. That'll have to be enough then, won't it? There we go. Give that a quick blast with the hairdryer as well.
I'm thinking about it. It's your fault I went on eBay the other day and bought a whole load of stuff. Making a finishing lathe.
Oh, you did right enough, aye, to make a lot of finishing lathe.
That was your fault as well.
Yeah, of course it is, aye. We had a discussion about making a small lathe that we could turn lacquer pieces on.
Robert Hodgepodge is asking you to explain your compressor setup, please.
All right, I can do that. I'll let that dry for a minute and I'll just explain what happens with the compressor. I've got a 25 litre compressor. I can actually show you if you want. I can go next door and show you. I'll take this camera. You might get a little bit seasick here. I'm going to take this move camera and go through next door. I just move that. And I'll show you where it all works from. Move camera. Hey, come with me, guys. Come with me, guys.
We're off on the journey.
Follow me and you'll see in a world of imagination. I need to open that door.
You thought I would.
Look at that, it's nice. Oh, look, there's a dog. Look. Michelle's home, obviously. It's either that I've left the dogs outside again. Oh, there's Michelle. Look, over there.
Hi, Michelle.
Now, I can't see what's on the picture, so somebody will have to guide me here.
Right.
Yeah, we're just looking at
We've got
cars.
Michelle and we've got the cars.
Right, now you're in my shed. And I'll put a light on.
This is behind the lathe for
there we go.
Orientation.
So, there's. Can you see that compressor?
Yeah.
So it's a silly 24 litre mobile power unit. And I've got one of these flexi hose things. And I just put a hole through the wall. There. And it's wired from here through into the switch next door. So it's permanently switched on here. And it's just wired in there. That makes sense to everybody?
Yep. So
if we go back through the wall now. Oh, we're back in the shed. If we come back to there,
people saying that shed is messy, Brian.
That's my wood store. It can be messy. There's the cable that comes. There's the bit of cable that comes through the wall with a quick release coupler on it. So that's where it comes through. The pressure that comes through there is at 50 psi. And I've got another. Oops. I have got another bit of cable. This one here, that goes all the way around the room, all the way around the room, right underneath the. You can see it sticking out underneath there, and it comes round here, and reappears over here, where that regulator is, and that regulator with a moisture trap is regulated to 15 psi, and that's where the.
So basically, you just take the T off and stick another regulator in.
That's basically all I've done is a T-piece. That's all it is. And it comes down to 15. The important thing is it comes down to 15 psi, guys, because if you have it much heavier than that, it won't work. So that's it there.
Okay. The wood do design. Good afternoon, Stephen.
Hi, Brian. The paint should be dry by now.
This should be dry now. Oh,
have a change of camera?
I've just got. That's a good idea. Try that.
Mark says tools on your lathe bed. Lathe bed even.
There's no tools on my lathe bed. They're on a tray on the lathe bed. They're not just laid on the metal like this, like Mark does. Overhead. This is what Mark does. So they can easily fall off. Mine are on a tray. If I can show you. Tail stop. No, I can't show you. I'll slide it along a bit and you'll maybe see it.
Michelle Oosby's in.
Little tray, look.
Michelle.
That's how my tools sit on the lathe bed.
Right.
So as they don't fall off. It just protects your tools, guys. That's all that does. A little bit of sanding sealer on the bottom.
Just to everybody else in the chat, this is a running wind-up between Brian and Mark. And Terry.
Yep. Really, really bad. Shouldn't be putting tools on your lathe bed.
Stephen Wood's joined us. Good afternoon, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
Can you change your camera,
again?
Please, Brian? Yeah, thank you.
I think I've finished that extractor. I could turn that off, save wasting electricity. Seeing the price of it nowadays. Just want to give that a quick bit of heat there, just to dry that sanding sealer off.
Robert's
Not forgetting that this is just on a jam chuck.
Robert's saying, Brian, we are not all such rule followers as you. Some of us are rebels and live life by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can drop your tools on the concrete floor and damage the edge of your tools if you want. Don't bother me. Not my tools. I tend to try and keep my tools nice and sharp. And if it's as simple as making a little tray, why not?
Glyn says, I'd join in, but I don't have a lathe bed.
Well, this is true. But you have loads of tool storage close by it. Just give that a little polish up. And hopefully it doesn't fall off that jam chuck.
I've got a lathe bed and I usually ask my assistant to hold the tools for me.
Oh, and who would your assistant be?
Well, it's been Pete in the past.
It has, yeah.
Yes.
There, hold on to that, Pete. Right, there we go. We're done.
It's turned into Glyn now.
I need to shut this door again.
Lewis has
that?
joined us. He says, pesky work made me miss the show.
Oh, Lewis.
Take it off of there. Just take this chuck off. I've had complaints about the way I take this chuck off. So I open the chuck jaws, open them enough so that the key just fits in the inside. There we go. Hold it in there and just give it one little tilt. I better put the little
I've got the pin in.
the locking pin in. That'll be a better job. That's locked. The spindle. Just give it one little tap, and that's it off. And it's good enough for Carl Jacobson. It's good enough for me.
Works fine. And it's the only way with that one other than the spanner.
Other than use the dopey spanner, which is somewhere in the bottom of one of them drawers, never to be used again.
That Allen key's got a ball on the end of it, so you can't use that to pull it.
No, don't work. So let me just tidy up a little bit here. Oh,
Yeah, we're back.
Where?
how damn.
I don't know. It wasn't supposed to, though.
As if by magic.
I have no idea how that happened, but you're back anyway. There you go. And I'll change that camera to there. Put that on there. Somewhere about there. And we'll put a little top hat on there. There we go. Oh, down there. Little top hat. One little top
Benjamin
hat.
said, I might be wrong, but I don't think the SK114 has that issue. Have you heard of the SK114, Chuck Brian? The SK114 for Axman, sir. Part code SK114.
An SK114? I never heard of it. There we go. So, hardwood tonic. Little mouse. In the hat. He can go in the hat. No, he can't. He doesn't fit. There we go. One little top hat. Coloured with purple on the inside. It's even got a leather headband. Nice bit of gold feature and some decoration on the outside. Can't really see the decoration on that. I can see it, but a little firework decoration, like.
Yeah.
Almost look pantry-ish. There's a blue one. Cool. There we go. So that's our little project for today, guys. Remember, the idea of this hashtag week is just to get you into the workshop and have a go. Try using some different tools and experiment. Just mess about. Just see how you get on. It's a simple project using sort of waste material, if you like, and just try and develop your skills a bit better.
Yeah. Consensus from the chat from absolutely everybody, including people that aren't here yet, is you need to make a smaller hat for Maurice.
Oh,
Thank you, my darling wife.
Oh, she's not bringing you coffee again, is she? No, I'm
Guess
standing
what I
here
got?
tealess. I'm standing here tealess. What's going on? I'll just drink my own tea. That meant. My chat's kind of stuck here. I haven't seen the chat, but it's stuck on one comment that says nothing worse than a kinky bandsaw. I wonder who could have wrote that hodgepodge.
Interesting. Nice, Brian. Looks good, Brian. Nice work. Nice hat.
Ah,
Well
thanks,
done.
guys.
Yeah,
Well done.
and
Looks great. Nicely done.
as everybody that's in the chat, and in fact, everybody that's on YouTube in total have all requested it. By Monday night's live, I want to see a hat on that mouse.
How am I going to put a hat in that mouse?
Figure it out.
Hey, I'm going to have to make holes for the ears and everything. Ah, dear. Right, okay. Right, thanks everybody for coming in to join us. I really do appreciate it. One last look at the bits and pieces before I can find these hallions and get them back on the screen. There we go. Are you back on the screen now? Yeah.
We're back on
Well,
screen for
still,
ages, mate.
yeah,
How's
we've
that?
been here for.
All right, get back off the screen then. No, I'm only kidding. That's it, guys. It's good day from Pete.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks for coming in.
It's a good day from Joe.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
I hope you've enjoyed this madness for the last hour and a half, but sure, we'll do it again next week. I'm on again on Monday. Pete's on Monday at lunchtime. I'm on Monday evening. Over the weekend, we have Steve tomorrow night with the guest
Wayne at
earworms.
lunchtime.
Wayne's on lunchtime on Friday, that's correct. So we have Wayne on Friday lunchtime. Then we have Steve on Saturday, Friday evening with the special guest earworms. Saturday, I'm not sure who's on Saturday. Wayne again,
Wayne's
I
on
think,
Saturday evening.
Saturday evening.
Emma's been popping up at random times at weekends recently as well.
She has, she's been doing little workshop sort of hangouts, if you like.
Emma Cook, Tiny Turner.
And then we're back to Monday. We'll keep you up to date from then. So thanks very much for coming in, guys. Do appreciate it. And we're going to call it a day now. Bye, everybody.
Cheers, all.
Bye.